All right, everybody, let's take a look at the stock market. October 1st, 2021. This is just after the futures market closed. Upper left-hand corner here, we're looking at the E-mini S&P 500 futures. Now, this is the ESZ21 symbol. It's the same thing as the continuous contract. I'm just using this because I like the cycles a little bit better on the specific contract than the continuous one. Wow, what a day, guys. 105 and 3/4 range. I tell you what, we've had some amazing trading days, really just for like the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's been absolutely on fire. The volatility's been awesome. Traders like lots of volatility, guys. Okay, low volatility, yeah, that's a totally different type of trading. You know, it's much harder to extract profit out of low volatility markets. We want lots of volatility. Up and down is good. Okay. Today's range, like I said, over here, right hand side of the screen, 105 and 3/4. My goodness, it was down all the way down here. Hit this lower trend line. Okay. And then had a banging afternoon. Oh my gosh, the afternoon the price just took off and came way up, really to the top of this this open on this candlestick. Really an amazing day. On here, I got quite a bit of lines. I know there's a lot of stuff on this chart. I use a lot of what's on this chart to help make decisions about how I'm going to trade. By the way, stick around for the end of the video. I'll let you know whether or not I made any trades, and if I did I make a profit or a loss? Stick around for that. I'll show you. So you'll see I got a green line here with some horizontal lines. This is potentially where I think we're headed. Okay, and I'll talk about more about that at the end of the video as I come back to this chart here. Okay, looking at the very bottom, you see the VIX down here. The VIX on Wednesday was 22.56, guys. The VIX continues to be elevated, guys. The volatility is still just absolutely ripping. And on Thursday it was 23.25, so up 3/4 of a point. And then today, Friday, it's really down 2 points. I mean, the jumps in volatility is amazing. Up a point, up 2 points, down 2 points, up a point, down a point. I can tell you, I remember a time in the stock market where, you know, squeaking out 1/4 of a point in volatility was like, you know, hold your breath. We hope it happens. You know, now the volatility is just up and down and all over. Just great for trading. What a time for trading, guys. Absolutely amazing. You'll notice over here on the left-hand side, this is from late spring all the way through the summer. We had this up channel. And then now we got into this sideways channel here, this yellow channel. And then I just drew this downward red channel, more of a wedge. And I'll put out a video this weekend talk about all of this. How do we know when trends have changed? You know, I'll dive deeper into cycles. How do I use cycles to make my trades? What are these yellow vertical lines? It's going to be a really, really good video on this weekend. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to want to watch the video on how I use all of this and more to make trades. For those of you that have been watching my content and following my YouTube channel, you know I always show my profit and loss if I make a trade on that day. And I'll do the same thing today. So the video coming out tomorrow is going to show you some of the things I do to help me be a better trader and extract profits out of the market. Okay, let's switch over and see, and I'll come back to this. Let's switch over and see, did I actually make any profit today? All right, there you go. Over here on the right, in the yellow rectangle, you can see you made 588.75 PL for the day. Nice, solid day. You know, I was actually down. Same thing happened to me yesterday. I was actually profitable a little bit. I think last night, I was up late till like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. That's right. People who trade full-time have to actually put in hard work sometimes. It isn't as easy as everybody thinks it is. Oh, I want to be a day trader. I wish I could trade full time for a living. It's not as easy as people make it out to be. Extracting profitability out of the market takes work. So anyway, I was up like 200 or $300 I think last night. I can't remember exactly. And that was on this little wick going to the downside. You can see that the candlestick opened up right there at right around whatever it was, 4,300, and then traded down. Well, I made some nice profitability on that lower wick. And then the market turned around overnight. I eventually went to bed really late. And, if I was smart, I would have closed my positions. I had some small position. I didn't leave a lot on the table, but I did have a small position open. And when I came in the morning, of course, it was running at a loss. It wasn't a huge loss. I was still up for the entire day, the session, for the whole candlestick as far as profitability. But I had to turn it around, and anyway, by the end of the day, I got it all sorted out. Here you are, 588.75. I'm a happy camper. That is a nice, solid day. Oh my goodness. Especially since this is what we call the turnaround candlestick. Potentially the turnaround. Come down, touch this lower trend line. You can see the touches are here, back in the middle of August, here, like in the middle of September, and then here again just today. 3 touches approximately on that bottom line. Okay. And then a big up move in the afternoon. I took advantage of that and made some nice profitability. That's the only thing I traded today. I haven't been touching any other futures products. I haven't touched crude oil, which I trade sometimes. Sometimes I trade currency futures. I didn't do anything else. I just traded just the, over here upper left-hand corner, you can see I trade the E Micro S&P 500s /MESZ21 on the TOS platform. Okay, so if you're one of those people that trades with TD Ameritrade and you have the TOS platform, that would be the symbol you would trade, okay? Or at least that's the symbol I trade. Okay, I want to show you one other thing, a little teaser for this weekend when I put out the video probably tomorrow. Okay, there you go. Wow, look at that. There's a lot on this chart, isn't there? This is the upper left-hand corner here. This is the E-mini S&P 500s December contracts, futures, guys. Now, we're talking about futures, not options. A lot of people want to think I'm talking about options when I talk about contracts, but this is futures contracts, guys and gals, not options. I know there's a lot on this chart. And this weekend, I'm going to talk about what is going on with all this lines and what are these arcs. I'm going to talk about a lot of this weekend, probably Saturday, and talk to you and hopefully help you become a better trader. And what on this chart do I use? What does all this mean, and how do I use it to be a more profitable trader? It isn't just a bunch of lines I threw on there to be flashy. Okay. Woo, it's look at that. Oh, it's bright and shiny. Woo. No, it isn't that. I actually use, usually in my mind, not necessarily always visual like this. Okay. But I'll talk about it tomorrow. It's going to be an awesome video. You're going to want to watch it. Could change a lot of lives. I mean that sincerely. Also going to talk about the Big Daddy forecast. You'll notice these purple vertical lines coming up from the Big Daddy forecast is my own algorithm. Okay, and I'll even talk about the potential maybe for a subscription service. I'm not 100% certain that's going to happen yet, but it might. Okay, but I will talk tomorrow a little bit about the Big Daddy forecast, how I use it to predict and forecast the stock market. Yes, the stock market can be predicted and forecasted. Not every time, not always, but sometimes it can be, and that's the time that we profit on. Just think about that for a second. If you could predict and forecast a market at least some of the time, wouldn't that be really helpful? Even if that meant you didn't trade the other times? Right. So stick around tomorrow for that video when I put it out. You're going to want to make, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, before I finish up this video, now's a really good time to do it. Click the subscribe button. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And, click that little bell to be notified. This way you'll get these videos like this that's going to come out tomorrow and really help you become a better trader. How many channels out there are doing this kind of stuff for free, guys? How many people are doing it for free? How many people show you their profit and losses? On this channel, I'll keep it real. I actually had a loss, was it yesterday or the day before, on the Aussie dollar and the euro dollar. I showed it because on this channel, I'll keep it real. I showed my loss. I mean, on the day I was profitable because my S&P 500 futures trades helped me turn a bad day into a good day. Okay? But on this channel so far, you're getting all this content for free. Yeah, people paying thousands of dollars for this kind of stuff. On this channel, I'm showing you my profits and losses, and I'm showing you how I'm doing it, okay? So you're going to want to watch this video tomorrow. All right, so that's a little preview without diving too deep on the video tomorrow. And I'll talk a little bit more, maybe a little bit more about how I might be coming out with a subscription service. And like I said, I haven't made up my mind about that yet, but it's possible that could happen. And I'll really try to keep, if I do that, I'll definitely try to keep it affordable. I'll talk more about that tomorrow, okay? All right, let's go back. Now, you see my profit and loss. Okay, you saw the preview of what I'm going to do tomorrow. Okay, let's go back and look at the S&P 500 and finish up with that. Okay, here we are back. So we're at the bottom of this channel, right? This yellow channel that's sideways here. But what's really happened here is we now have a definite trend line, a lower trend line. That's this red line right here, okay, and an upper trend line. And you can see it's a bit of a descending wedge. Might be a bit of a channel, but it has a little bit of a wedge look to it. So it's more a gradual descending wedge is what this is going on right here, okay. Now, a little bit more narrow is this sideways channel, the horizontal yellow lines. These wicks on this one and on this one and on this one have come down and touched this line. Actually help us create this line, okay? And you can see this body found resistance right at the bottom of this candlestick and at the bottom of this wick, right? So that's how you create some of these lines as support. I should have said support, sorry, not resistance. As support, and up here as resistance, okay? And the resistance might be at the top of this candlestick, at the top of this one instead of these, but for right now we'll keep it right there, okay? All right, so here are my thoughts. As we go into next week, we might just get a fail right on Monday. That is possible. As weak as this market is, we could just get a fail. And it just goes completely sideways, and to me that's a failure. Red does. You don't always have to have a red down day to be failure. If Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this thing just tracks sideways, oh my gosh, that is going to be weak as all heck. That'll be weak, guys. Like in weak meaning down, which is good because we can trade both sides of the market. Remember, mature traders trade both sides of the market. We don't love up and hate down. No. Okay? If you want to become a trader and be a profitable trader, you got to learn to love both, not love, but you got to learn to trade both up and down, both sides of the market. Okay? Don't be fixated on one up or just down. And don't view as up good and bad. Up is good and bad, and down is bad. That's just not true. Mature traders don't think like that. Okay, so if we just kind of come up to this first, you see this first kind of a green horizontal line on this vertical rise. If we just come up to that line and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we stay below this line and just kind of peter around and fiddle fart around down in here, that's going to be weak. And that's a good sign that we're going to get serious price decline coming soon, most likely down on the second half of this cycle. For those that know about cycle analysis, this green arc represents time. An element of time. Back here is like the middle of September. Over here is like, the middle of October-ish. Okay? And this yellow vertical line represents the exact midway point through that time. Okay? So, and these points where the two cycles come together, these two green arcs come together, that's a low point. You can see it here, price came down. You see them over here, price came down. You can see here the price came down, and here the price came down. Now, throughout this summer, it's been really, really obvious. Now, we don't always get these cycles that are as obvious as this. But this is a really good illustration of like really obvious cycle lows, right? Okay, so back to this. If we come up here and fiddle fart around below this, then that's going to be, bombs away to the downside. Okay, if it comes up to like this green line here, or basically touches this top part of the wedge, okay, this descending wedge that we got going on here, or descending channel, looks more like a wedge to me, but if it comes up and touches this green line, red line area right in here, then that would be kind of typical. We would expect that, kind of what it did over here. And that's pretty normal. Fairly kind of predictable behavior, and not necessarily meaning that we're going to go to all-time new highs, but it would be temporary strength, right? We'll have to see where it tops out at. Okay. If it goes even higher and touches the top of this channel, well, then that's pretty strong. And then we might look for higher highs, even might take out this all-time high, if that happens. Okay? So that's what we're going to see what happens next week. That's what we're waiting on. And we're right. Monday is going to be really pretty much the middle of this cycle. Okay. Right now, these cycles are running about 21 days. On the continuous contract, they show 23 days. I don't really like that timeline. I don't think it's quite as accurate. So I'm favoring this one. Okay. The middle of the cycle could run a little long and be a little bit more over here. But for now, this is where I got it. And I think it's a good spot. Okay. So we're going to wait to see what happens Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's going to really give us a lot of tell, or give us a lot of evidence, if you will, on what to expect on this half of the cycle. Okay? So normally we get a rising phase to the middle of the cycle, on ideal cycle, and we come down, just like you see this one here. Okay, this one, it just, left-hand translation, crashed and burned on the left side. That's definitely a sign of weakness. Okay. So this cycle's already looking really weak. I mean, like really weak, as in expect more downward pressure on prices. Okay. It's already really weak, this cycle. And if it stays below this red line here, this descending wedge, top line, if it stays below that down in here, like I already said, that's going to be super weak, sign of super weakness. Okay, so that's my thoughts going into next week. Okay. All right, guys and gals, I think that's it for today. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Okay, give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to click that little bell to get notified of all the videos as I put them out. We'll talk to you all real soon again next time.